there polar bears? Did I ever see a polar bear in my garden? Is it literally ice all year round? Is it so cold that you can't like enjoy a summer? Are we really born with skis on our feet? I surely was not. Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk about Norway and we're going to roast. We're gonna take a look at some of the weird things that we do in Norway. Now I'm from Norway obviously, and I just think it's nice to look at different things that we do that are different because it's interesting. And you know what? Since I'm from Norway, I can also kind of tell you a little bit of why we do the things we do too. Today we're doing yet another sit-down video, and that is because right now we don't live in our house yet. We are going to move in like 3 weeks, so then there will be more other types of videos, which I'm very excited for. But for now, we're just gonna talk a little bit more about different things that we do. So, without further ado, grab your coffee and let's get to roasting. So, number one is that we are pretty cold. I'm not talking about because the weather is so freezing, no. I'm talking more about when we walk around the streets and we walk past some stranger. We usually prefer to look away, pretend we didn't see them, or just smile a little bit, like, or whatever. Now I'm not saying everybody is like cold, everything like that, but I know that we Norwegians tend to be pretty awkward and we don't like small talk. Usually just prefer to be in our own zone. Norwegians, we tend to be pretty introvert when it comes to like strangers, unless you are drunk. For example, when you're going on the bus, you know, you never would ever sit beside some stranger, ever. You would rather stand, you know what I mean? If I can compare it to another country, like Germany, I'm not really sure yet how it is here. I know that people say hi and people are very polite, but I think that they're a little bit cold here too. I'm not completely sure. So for example, in America, I experienced that people are so much more outgoing. People would compliment you on the streets, people would like start small talk or whatever. Like, that's pretty different to what we're used to, but I actually really like that culture and I think it's kind of fun, you know, to be around that environment or stuff like that. So I don't know, but we tend to be a little bit cold. I don't know if it's because we're more north than most people. But number two is that we have a cheese called brown cheese. This is a very, I don't know if it's traditional, but it's like cheese. It looks like this, and it tastes, I don't like it at all. It tastes, I never liked it ever, but many people like it. And if I can like say how it's not really a cheese, you can't melt it and stuff like that. It's more sweet in my opinion. Yeah, obviously it's more sweet. It's kind of like caramel, but it's not like caramel. It's very weird and people really like it. Kind of weird. Number three is that I don't know if it's actually a fact, like that our national food is frozen pizza, but we consume so much frozen pizza that at one point it was kind of considered a national food for us Norwegians. And maybe that is the cause of our food to be very bland and not really, you know. Frozen pizza is very popular in Norway, and especially the brand Grandiosa. It's like the most known or famous one, I think. Number four is that we go all out when it's about our national day. We take it very seriously and we love celebrating our national day, and we always dress up super nice. And we also have like traditional dresses, Norwegian dresses, for example, like this, and also for men too. I think it's more common for women to wear the dresses than men to wear the suits and stuff, but that's also pretty common too. And they can cost up to 3,000 euros or more. You can also wear those dresses in other occasions, like I think people wear it to weddings sometimes, to confirmations, and yeah, I'm not really sure. I never owned personally Also in Oslo at the National Day, the king and the queen, they come out on the balcony and they wave to all the Norwegians, and we have flags, you know, we walk in, we march, and there is like, it's a lot and it's pretty fun. I like it. Other countries may find it weird. We just love our National Day. That brings me to point number 5, and that is, when you graduate in Norway, I think you're around 17 to 19 years old, you become something called Russ. And that is kind of just what those people are called. Everybody, you don't have to be a Russ. I was personally not a Russ. In fact, I actually never graduated. But that's another story. I think the end of April, yeah, maybe, until the 17th of May, because the 17th of May is our National Day. So for like 2 weeks in the exam period, they party, they go in groups, they wear like clothes that represent the Russ, and they rent vans or buses and they go out partying like crazy every night, drinking. And did I mention this was in the exam time? Pretty wild. Number 6. Are we born with skis on our feet? The Norwegians invented skis. So it's not everybody is good at it, but in school, throughout the years, you will always go on ski trips, so everybody kind of owns a pair of skis since you're very little, because we have activities in school where we learn how to go skiing and stuff like that, and go on trips, mountain trips and whatever. It's actually super fun. Honestly, sometimes I have a love-hate relationship because I have a very bad balance. I'm not the best at skiing, like the walking forward skiing, you know. I don't really like that, to be honest, but downhill, hill slalom, very fun. We also do that. Skiing is something we Norwegians love, and every Easter or every winter, of course, they ski and which brings me to the next point. We have something, it's very typical Norwegians to go on hikes or, like I said, skiing and trips. We usually bring 2 or 3 things, which is quick lunch or an orange. And in Easter time we also drink a lot of Solo, and it's like an orange soda. We all get memories and we all have like very nice feelings when we bring those things when we go, because it's just, we love it. It's just so fantastic. It just became a thing. For me, going out also on ski trips and stuff like that, that's like something I love too. It just fits also so good together. We are very patriotic. We have no problem making fun of other countries or, you know, making fun of what other people do. But when the minute people like point their finger at Norwegians or like, ooh, negative or ironic about Norway, we get very defensive, because we love our country and we want everybody to understand that. Don't really have a problem making fun of ourselves, kind of, but when you agree. Number 9 is that this minute, the second it comes a little bit of sunshine outside, especially after winter, we rush outside with our clothes on, of course, like our thick jackets. We lay and we just close our eyes and enjoy the sunlight on our face. We love when the sun comes out, and we take the opportunity to just sit in the sun. And I don't know if that has to do with the long winter. I guess it has, because the winter in Norway can be pretty long. It depends really where you live, though. I grew up in the south, so if you wonder if Norway is like a very cold country, I can kind of compare it to Germany a little bit. The winters are colder, the summers are colder, but and the winters are longer and the summers are shorter, but it's not that drastic, if I may say so. It's actually, for me, the difference of weather is pretty... I love Germany. I prefer the weather here. It's not as drastic as you may seem, you know. It was actually more like that before. The past 10 years, the climate, especially where I grew up, like it changed a lot. We could have 2 meters of snow in the winter, or it was crazy. Now we, honestly, in December we barely get any snow where I grew up. I never saw any polar bears. We do have polar bears, we do have reindeers, but that's like way up north in Norway. But yeah, like I said, we just enjoy sitting in the sun, even though it's super cold outside. The sun, you know, it warms, and I do that. I always did that too, you know. Something weird that we do in Norway, which I didn't think was not so weird, obviously because I'm from Norway. That is that when we rate movies, we rate them with a dice, like, you know, the dice you throw. We say, for example, if you ask, like, what did you think or what would you rate this movie? We say terningkast 5, for example. That means dice 5. I think everybody else or other countries rate by stars, which makes much more sense. I don't know why we do the dice thing, but we think it's normal. It's not really normal, but it just makes sense, you know? And I don't know why. Number 10 is that we love cabins, and most families, I wouldn't say everybody of course, but a lot of people own cabins, and it's very common in Norway to own a cabin somewhere else where you feel more in your natural habitat, where you can relax completely and just enjoy the peacefulness of the nature in the mountains or by the ocean. It's something we all love to do in our vacations, and summer vacation, you know, winter, Easter, and we just love going to our cabins. I'm not really sure if that's like a super weird thing, but or if it's just amazing. It used to be like more old, you know, cabins out of logs and without water and electricity. It's a place where you can relax, come away from kind of the stress of your everyday life, you know. But now, of course, cabins are much upgraded, and they are like, you know, you get power and or electricity and water, and you can, it's pretty much like a house, only it's not. But yeah, many people just go there to relax, to get away from everything, and yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. We Norwegians are kind of strange in our own way, kind of secluded, you know. We are a very small population for the big country. We have lots and lots of space, nature. Some things we do are kind of strange, but you know, it doesn't have to be in a negative way. You know, we all have our differences. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you learned something new also about Norway. Maybe you knew already a little bit, but at least I hope you enjoy it. And if you can come up with other things that you think is weird that the Norwegians do, then please let me know down below. And yeah, I'm excited for future videos when we move and do more. I will do more house related videos and also more cooking, so I'm very excited for that. And I just hope you have a good week, and I'll see you guys soon again. Bye!